Hey everyone, I just finished watching Dolphin's Tale, and Chris Christopherson was in that movie. Him and Rita Coolidge used to be my favorite singers when I was little, aside from Elvis and Gary Glitter, and there were a whole lot of musicians I used to love. I used to love watching them. We used to have Top of the Pops, and they were on The Muppet Show when I was a little girl. It was so much fun watching them. But anyway, it's almost midnight here, and I'm going to go to bed. I went to the Mass today for the first Saturday, so that was good. And yeah, who knows what tomorrow will bring. But it's nice to watch these movies. It's interesting what the animals can teach us and what we can learn from them, and how out of that disability of the Dolphin's Tale, so many people benefited and people found solutions even for people that have disabilities. Often our innovations come from watching the animals, learning from them, and that's how we help each other. So I hope everybody enjoys it. It's a good movie if you want to watch it. And I'm sure everybody will be watching Chris Christopherson's movies now that he's passed away. But also, just to give everybody a reassurance, I do not abuse my mother. I don't start with her. I don't hit her. I don't do anything to her. I know that, people put in complaints against me. And when people talk to people here, people take things very seriously. So I just wanted to reassure everyone, I have nothing to do with my mother. The last time I saw her was when my brother was here. I used to keep in touch with her now and again over the phone. And like any daughter would, I would share my pains and my burdens with her. But I'm not a child. When there's major storms and floods, they are not puddles. And they are not, my mother thought they were puddles. I said, well, no, there's been like major floods when we had that flooding. So I keep my distance now from everybody, and I don't get involved. If they have problems in their marriages, in their lives or whatever, it's got nothing to do with me. I live in the present, and I'm hoping this next job, whatever it is I get, people don't call and make problems for me at my places of employment. It's easy for others to say, why do you keep going to the past? But this wasn't the past. This was my most recent contract at Teleperformance, where there were problems created for me. And I'm hoping and praying that I get a break and that I get a job soon and that things change for me and get better for me. Because I've done everything right by the banks, by Canada, by my family, and life has not turned out the way that I wanted it to with all these contracts. So hopefully things change for me. But just to reassure you, I don't abuse my mother. I never started anything with her. And I definitely do not want to be taken to the police station again. So I'm keeping my distance. And she can live her life and I can live mine. It's very sad actually, because I did everything for my mother. I brought her here, I guided her, I helped her. But as soon as other people from Zimbabwe get involved, then she gets all defensive. I told her, even her ID, when I went and picked it up, she didn't believe me. She says, Cyril fetched it for me. I said, no, I went and fetched it. Ask him. It was sitting there. I had to go and get it. She doesn't believe anything I say to her. So I just leave her now. It's better for my mental health and it's better for me because I've been through enough. I'm tired of trying to convince people, including the police and the banks. It's better for me to just stay away. Even the people that I used to work with, when I see them at TD, they come and sit in front of me at the church. I move away from there, or I sit behind them. I make sure I'm far away from them. Before I used to just sit right there and I never used to move. Now I just get up and I move away. The church is for everybody, yes, but I don't have to sit next to them. Not after what they put me through. We'll all answer to God one day for what we've done and what we haven't done. So I just keep my distance. It's better that way. I don't want any more problems with them. And I watch what's happening with the banks. I watch what's happening with all this money laundering and all that. And I'm happy that they're getting caught. It's good. Because you know why? When there's people like me that work hard, that do well, and we try to get into good paying jobs, we don't get the support that we need. So it's good that they're getting caught. The unfortunate side of it, the downside of it, is that our economy is tanking and jobs are not being created and everybody's suffering, and everybody's going to suffer because of what they did. Meanwhile, in the US, jobs are being created. They can't get enough people to work. There's good paying jobs there. So I hope and I pray that I get a break, even if it's not here. Hopefully it will be somewhere else, because I'm really tired of living like this. And when people give you money, they think they can treat you however they want, talk to you however they want. If it's not a gift, I don't take it. And I didn't sponge off anyone. All the money that I got from family and friends. So I never sponged off anyone. And the GoFundMe that I set up, people gave to me because they wanted to. I'm not one to sponge off people. So my name has been cleared. Meanwhile, the banks like BMO, TD, RBC, CIBC, they all got caught. So they came after me, they took everything out on me, and in the end, look at how things happened. So they just have to wait and see, because at the end of the day, the more disrespect they have for me, the more people disrespect them. Because people know me in the community now, people know who I am. Even when I went to volunteer for the One campaign, there were a lot of people there who were happy to see me and that were happy that I was there. Even in Didi, our CEO, she was very happy that I came. So things will change and things will get better for me, but it's unfortunate what the banks did in the process, and that I had to lose my health and that I had to go through so much because of them. And I'm happy that Credit Suisse got caught and that the banks closed. You can't go around murdering people, dealing in drugs, dealing in all this type of nonsense, trafficking and all that, and say, oh yeah, it's relative, it's about perspective. It's not about perspective. And I'll continue praying. I'll continue praying that things get better for me and I get a good paying job. Because to be honest with you, my life was wasted in this country. I did a lot for the church, not only at Blessed Sacrament, at Newman Center, at St. Basil's Parish, at the cathedral. I did a lot. And when I asked for help for my mom and I, who helped? Nobody. They didn't give 1 cent to help my mom and I. So I want to make my money. I want to buy that house and that property that I want. And if I can't do it here, then I hopefully will do it somewhere else. Because really and truly, we grew up with the church being racist in Zimbabwe. And to be honest with you, even here, who has the big bucks? Who earns the big bucks? There's very few that are blacks or non-whites. There are in Canada, yes, things are changing. But I mean, really and truly, for me to come here and go through what I went through, it's really awful. It was really awful. And yes, I know the police had a job to do and all that, but really when you're sitting at home and you can hear the doors banging, bang, 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 I mean, it's ridiculous. It brought back a lot of horrible childhood memories. And not only that, my mother reminded me of everything that we went through. She dragged up everything from the past to remind me of what we went through. About how when she paid the electricity bill, how the crooks came and they cut the wires and everything. I had left all that behind me when I came to Canada. And when I brought her here, I brought her with the intention that it was going to be a fresh start and we were going to create happy memories together. But it all turned out to be the opposite for me. So now it's better for me to stay away and she can live her life and I can live mine, because I don't want any more problems with the police, and I definitely don't want to be accused of sponging off people or of creating problems in the community, and most of all abusing her, because I have never abused her. And even when we got hidings and all that, I used to tell her, I say, you don't need us like that. And everybody used to get a hiding, yes, but it don't make it right. So it's time that things changed. It's time that things change. And I wrote a message for Barrett Masrani. I hope they take it seriously. They should apologize to the public for what they did to us. They screwed up this economy, and all the executives made big money. You think any of them will go to jail? None of them will go to jail. Not one of them. I can assure you of that. They should at least say sorry to people for what they did to us. You put your trust in the institutions, you put your trust in them, and you say, okay, you know what, these people will do a good job, they'll look after our money, they'll look after us, they have good intentions, and what do you get in return? You walk into the bank, they're so disrespectful of you. I've had enough of it, and I'm sure many people have. It's time that things changed. Really and truly, it's time that things changed, and it starts at the top.